Yo, yo, yo.
What's good? What's good?
Can't complain yet, brother. It's Wednesday. Last day of no traffic, my nigga.
Shit.
Last day of no traffic today.
I could tell you right now, them kids is back on the train, man. Back on.
Uh, and Groves and Groves.
No joke. No joke.
Tanya, on time. We appreciate you.
For sure.
These last things around. Yeah.
Let me just share this with a couple people. All right. What's going on, everybody? Shout out to anybody joining from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, IG. We appreciate you all, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Give it about another minute or so. Let some more people join in.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Tanya? We'll get this out to a couple folks, and then we'll get the proceedings proceeding this evening. All right. So listen, man. Glad to have y'all with us. You know what I'm saying? We are Freedom Cage Podcast. I am Senor Lee, and this is my man Ken Kapnick.
Huh?
All right, and every Wednesday, every week we are here, 8ish, to get into what's going on in the world, different topics, different things going on as black fathers, as black professionals, as black men in this world. A lot of stuff that we feel like we could bring to the table, and we always appreciate that everybody tunes in. Right now, from wherever you're at, once again, shout out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, and IG. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you go follow us on whatever platform that you're tuning in with. But first and foremost, how we always like to start this show. My brother, how are you
Yes,
feeling?
sir. Doing good, man. Seen something this morning that put a little spark in my heart. Not gonna lie, man. Usual morning, traffic picking up, but like we were saying, but not super heavy yet. But I'm driving, hit the red light, looked over to the right, seen this old white couple, like like super old, like teeth missing. But they was just the way they was engaging each other's faces was almost like mythical. Like the amount of happiness they had, I'm like, oh, they got to be tweaking, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they had a bus stop, mind you, a little crowded, but this is the part that struck me. Ben's in a wheelchair, and the lady he was sitting on his lap, and it's just hugged up at the bus stop, waiting on the bus. I'm like, if that ain't money buying you happiness, I ain't never seen it in my life. Like they look like picking shit happy. Like you know what I'm saying? I just like listen, man. If they can find a way to smile through whatever it is that they're going through like right now, 7:15 a.m. at the bus stop, sitting on a wheelchair, missing teeth, other shit to worry about. I was just like, man, I'll be all right today. I'll be all right today. If I was feeling down, that picked my spirits up, man. But outside of that, man, they were smooth, man. The weekend was smooth as well. Labor Day arrived, of course. But how you doing, brother? How you feeling today?
Everything's going good, man. Everything's going good. Right now, my son's trying to sneak a cupcake like he's not making a bunch of noise. But
007, baby. Mission Impossible. Mm,
and then he's got the nerve to kind of just like look at the cupcake, look at the thing, try and place it back softly. This is just another day at the Lee household, man. But other than that, man, I
he
am
won't notice.
yeah. Other than that, I am doing okay, man. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you saw that kind of joy and that kind of light this morning, because yesterday morning it was a little different for me. I had to run into the office, so I had to get on the Iron Horse for all you non-New Yorkers. By the way, Darius says hi to everybody. He's waving over here on the
See
side.
money.
So I get on the Iron Horse once again for you non-New Yorkers. That's what we call our transit system here on the train. Um, and I realized that the kids are back, man. The kids are back on the train. They are swinging from the poles on the train. One was trying to break the glass that covers the map with his fist, and he left with a swollen hand pretty much. So I was like, "That's good for your
As
ass."
it should. As it should.
The funniest thing about it was it reminded me of when I used to be around other young kids, and the adults on the train would look at us and just be like, "Where are your
Disgust.
parents?"
And
For
disgust.
real.
Like I know y'all wasn't raised like that at the house, or was you? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, absolute disgust,
Uh,
absolute disgust. So for me, it was just, and I'm sitting there, and they keep looking in my direction. They keep looking in my direction, like I'm gonna be that guy that looks over and be like, "Yo, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all need to." Nah, bro, I ain't messing with these little kids. Go ahead and
uh,
keep punching that shit. Break your
yeah.
hand, get all that glass in it. When the cops come on and ask me what happened, I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't
I
know.
just, I
I
just,
have no
I
idea.
just, hey, I just got on this step and I'm getting up this one, man. I gotta, I got to
That's it.
go. Uh,
That's it. Yeah, man.
yeah, man. These kids, man, they're unruly. As we got older, like we know those kids are unruly.
Yeah,
They can't be tamed. They don't want to be spoken down to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Just pick your battles and don't choose them with kids. You'll be all right, man.
absolutely. That's exactly why I ain't looking their direction.
uh,
But continuing on to work, back at it. It's officially September, so shout out to everybody. Getting the kids ready to get them back into school, all that good stuff. Making sure that the buses are coming on time, making sure that you got the schedule. So we got a time. Last minute though, we got a time. Probably like an hour ago, maybe. Babe, let me know in
man,
the chat. But you know what I'm saying? An hour ago, we got the
kind
time.
of close, eh?
Yo, everything. Like last week, I think I said it on the show. We were waiting for what he needed for school. We had to go through, shout out to Griselli. We had to go through family to get that. So now we get the day before what the pickup is going to be. So I just pray for the bus drivers because my wife don't play that. You know what I'm
No,
saying? If you give her number, you better have that number and be consistent. You change your number, you change the driver, you better tell her. And I know you other parents out there, pack your patience tomorrow or whatever day that you started because I can promise you these bus drivers are going to try you. It's the first day of the route. It's going to be a nightmare. So please
hectic.
make sure you get some rest tonight because it might be like that. It might just be like that.
It's gonna be a little nasty tomorrow. It's dope that the school did, man. They offer the bus on day one. A lot of some schools kind of opt out, or they have like a very limited, like our skeleton kind of schedule for day one. If they feel people getting acclimated, a lot of drop offs, a lot of kids showing up on their own. But that's because they try to avoid that confusion for day one. At least come in on day two with your schedule. You know what I'm saying? On where you got to be, where you got to go. At least you figured something out yesterday, but figuring out and then like that first day is always weird when it's like a new bus driver that wasn't the bus driver from last year. I looking at each other like, "You going where I think you're going?" Yeah, like, well, you
Yeah.
tell me where you're going. I ain't gonna tell you where you're supposed to be going. I want to make sure you know what I'm supposed to be knowing. what's like, what's
Mhm.
what's the password or something? Like, you know what I mean? Just give you my kid my whole life. You know what I mean? Closing the door and I'm waving and shit. Got to make sure we got some sort of rapport. You know what I mean? But that's just always scary and fun all at once.
Yeah, you're not lying, man. But yeah, I made it to work yesterday, and first presentation of September. For those who don't watch the show, I present every 2 weeks at our nursing orientation at my healthcare system, basically on DEI. So just letting everybody
Nah,
know.
say it loud, brother. DEI in the house, man. We out here represent for
Uh,
everybody. Equity.
yes, sir. So every 2 weeks, this presentation goes down. And yesterday, man, I was in rare form. I ain't gonna hold you. I was in rare form. Had a room of, let's say, I want to say maybe 30 in there.
Okay.
They
Okay.
were a little shy at first. There was one lady in the back that kind of gave me the, "Is he really about to talk about this?" face. Like,
Oh yeah.
there was a lot of confused faces to start, but as I take pride in making sure that I can make people feel as comfortable as possible, make the topic as relatable as possible, but also
Mhm.
drive home the truth. But yet,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, we're all learning, right? We're all going from that comfort, that fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And basically, what is the work that you need to do to get there? What resources do you need to tap into? What self-inflicted or external inflicted trauma do you need to get over, right? One of the biggest things we talk about is if you've had a bad experience with someone of a particular race when you were a kid, let's say it was completely traumatic. Now you are, let's say, a nurse and you have to treat someone who is of that ethnicity or that background. You don't know how that past trauma may show up when you're just trying to do your job. So it's very important to get in touch with that. Make yourself aware of what other unconscious biases you may have. Trust me, it can only make you better at what you do. But at the end of the day, man, I saw about like 10 new followers on LinkedIn. So I was
Nice.
like, oh yeah, like this
Connected. You,
this one worked
you
out.
connect. You connected.
Yeah.
We have to pull some gems for the next one. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, they laughed at this one. Like, you know what I mean? This one hit home. And that's what's up. You fine tuning the routine. Is it similar to like I want to say like a stand up act, but as far as presentation goes, you're seeing new crowds every 2 weeks. So are you able to pull some material from the old and kind of reshape it for the new? Like, is it a brand new, like a brand new show essentially every time you go? Like, how you doing it?
Yeah, it all depends, right? I do have some, routine segments where if somebody, let's say, is getting rehired, they might be like, yeah, he said that before. I remember that one.
Ah, shit.
But then there is the new material because there's always new things going on, right? We have
Of
one,
course.
we have we have the most content available new administration. So there's always something new to talk about every 2 weeks when it
Okay.
comes to DEI initiatives and how it's being weaponized. So
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
man, it's
Okay,
cool.
okay. That's what's
Mhm.
up, man. That's what's up, man.
All right. Anything before we jump into acknowledgement and awareness?
No, let's roll.
All right, all right. So with it being September, those of you who are familiar with the show, we always like to highlight what's going on as far as awareness every month. And those of you who are new to the show, this is a great way for you to know what type of awareness is going on within the month. So it is September and it is Suicide Awareness Month. We all should be very conscious of what can be going on with people because not everybody wears their true feelings on their face.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely sending thoughts of prayers and hugs to those who may have lost someone to suicide. But I suggest everyone become very aware with what resources are out there. We have spoken earlier on this show in the year about some of the resources that were cut from 988, which is one of the most predominant resources anyone can pick up the phone and call if they are having thoughts of suicide. But definitely want to make everyone aware. There are going to be different webinars, different events where you can learn more about suicide awareness and just get more involved in a lot of the walks that are going on. I went on one 2 years ago with my wife, and it was definitely something that was near and dear to us. So that's what.
Absolutely. Never
Mhm.
too late, man. Never too late to learn about some good things and put you in a better space for sure.
Absolutely. And if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can go on there. We had a very special episode with Emerita Verdejo.
Yeah.
She is a psychologist and she gave so much good gems and really just a phenomenal episode. I still get likes. We still get likes on those
Yeah.
clips
Yeah.
from her. So make sure you all go check that out when you get a chance. Not right now, though. Stay on the live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it
Not
is
30, not 30.
also it is also Hispanic Heritage Month, which begins on September 15th. So definitely going to be a lot of great celebrations, webinars, events going on to celebrate Hispanic and Latin culture. So make sure you stay tuned to anything that's maybe going on in your organization or in your community. I being half Panamanian, and of course, Kenny is married to a Puerto Rican, so he's pretty much
Full time,
adopted
full
into the
time.
culture.
It's in the blood, not just the bloodstream. It's in the blood.
Absolutely,
Blood pressure from
absolutely. So we are technically all in the culture and we love it, dearest,
hmm
in so many ways, right? The food, the music, the culture, everything.
outside for sure.
So a bit of a transition here. Over the weekend, August 30th was actually the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. And I thought this was a really impactful moment to talk about um, the documentary that's out right now, Katrina Come Hell and High Water, that's on Netflix. If you do have a chance, it's from executive producer Spike Lee and the award winning team behind The Perfect Neighbor. if you've never watched The Perfect Neighbor, that's actually a true crime documentary that exposed how racial tensions fueled from a dispute between neighbors. This documentary captures a lot of probably unseen footage that happened in the days leading up to Katrina and thereafter. The reason why this really stuck with me is because there's a scene in the documentary where George Bush, who was our president at the time, is flying over Katrina. And he's got this 30,000 foot view of Katrina. And from where he's at, he's looking down. And there's even a guy in the documentary that says, yeah, he probably looked down and said, damn, that shit look fucked up. And then kept it pushing, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
decisions were being made from a 30,000 foot view. There's a lot of leaders out there that are making some very impactful decisions from a 30,000 foot view. I'm not saying that it's not business related. I'm not saying that I've been in your shoes before. What I can say is we are we have to be very careful about how these decisions may impact us in the long run, because those same people that you are trying to provide a service to are the same people that you may be cutting because they're just in a box and you don't see their benefit to your organization. But in this series on Katrina, a documentary of the people of New Orleans share harrowing and triumphant first person accounts and never before seen footage of a storm that still rages 20 years later. I mean, some of the stories of the people who went through it, I mean, you can see like when they're walking through the streets of New Orleans right now, it's almost traumatic for some of them.
All right, when that first happened, that whole president down view that they showed everybody else, unfortunately, wasn't in the area. It was nasty optics back then, but now they had the other point of view of that helicopter from the people that was real life going through it. That was nasty. Yeah, and honestly, with the levees, even with the tragedy, they still haven't really repaired the area to its capacity to withstand something like this ever happening again. You know what I'm saying? They always knew that the sea level in that area is just a lot lower than the actual boats themselves that drive by every day. But there's really no infrastructure or money there to create a system to either raise everything gradually or find other measures to prevent water from seeping in to that extent. Um, we get 20 years later, like you said, there was a lot of touching stories there. I didn't get to finish it myself, but I do want to get back into it just to, just to kind of not be aligned or more in tune with what happened, but just to hear from a different perspective. You know what I mean? Everybody else kind of spoke from a place of privilege as far as talking about it because of they weren't there or they was able to get a lot of news clipping or did a ton of research after the fact. But boots on the ground, there's no better visionary or interpreter for it. Shouts to Spike Lee, man. He always finds a way to bring it home.
Absolutely, man. All right, take us to the next one, brother.
Yeah, this past weekend, man. As you know, the RDL, you don't really stop moving. But he had the Biz House opening over at 420 South. Super dope event. A lot of people, a lot of old faces that I haven't seen in some time. But it was a meet and greet for networkers and creators, man. They're offering a space where people can go be the artists that they are scared to be during 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended that this was from 6 to 9. But everybody got jobs, so everybody got to come after the fact. But it was a really good turnout. The sangria was hitting. And I mean, outside of that, man, it was really good showing. I know they're still working on some minor tweaks to get everything fully operational as far as video equipment and stuff like that. But I expect them to be up and running fully within the next week or two. But shouts to RDL, man, still doing big things. Brought this one back to the island. I know he stayed to state with the hotel investments, but to do something at the crib is super dope. Shouts to the team. What were their names? I know it's Tracy and I believe her daughter, but they put on a really good event as well as far as presenting. They had the shirts going out, super dope of them, and that's their second spot being connected with Biz House. So, shouts to them as well. But dope spot altogether.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You can follow them on IG. I believe it's Biz House SI. So make sure y'all go check them out and yeah, go do some business over there. Really good setup.
So,
Oh man, so this past weekend, man, Kenny and I tried to really be hopeful and positive that this Labor Day weekend could potentially be peaceful. It could just be about celebration and about the culture. But unfortunately, the violence continues at Labor Day celebrations. As far as the news reports that I've heard, 2 people were shot, and then of course with shootings comes the melee and potential injuries that come out of that. Um, I really miss how, how Labor Day used to be, but then
Yeah.
I understand why it's not the same because some things we just can't have without something bad happening. And I mean, the kids of today that live in East Flatbush will never know, or Brooklyn period will never know what Labor Day was really like growing up in the 90s. So
Right.
um I didn't hear more about, the status of the people who were shot. All I can do is, pray that they're okay.
And it's weird that this happened during the day of the parade. Like back in the day, if there was some action that was to happen, it was usually the day before, as far as Juve is concerned, because there's not as much cameras. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a nighttime kind of pre-festival running into the Labor Day parade itself on Eastern Parkway. But most of any dirt, if there is any dirt, happened during Juve night. But that went pretty calm all in all. So to see something happen the next, like honestly, once you get past that Saturday night, Sunday night kind of situation, be like, oh, we should be all right. You know what I mean? Labor Day you should be smooth sailing. Great food, awesome entertainment. The weather was perfect this weekend. But for whatever reason, I don't know. Like you said, can't really can't put your finger on it when it's gonna happen. But thoughts and prayers. Hopefully, he survived the gunshot wounds, unfortunately. But uh, gotta make better decisions out there, unfortunately, man.
I agree, man. 100%. 100%. Anything before we switch over to the next segment?
Let's go.
All right, man. So moving things right along, man. First off, let's check in with who's checking in with us. Shout out to Tanya, Miss Sylvia, Shay Sweet Things. I see Lynn in the building. A Dub, what's going on with y'all? Once again, shout out to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, all of that good stuff. So this is very important for my New Yorkers who have health insurance. You may have seen that your health insurance premium probably took a bit of a spike in 2025. Well, it's not going to get any better in 2026. The initial reports that I'm reading, courtesy of Crane's Health Pulse, roughly 240K individuals who get insurance through the individual marketplace will see their premiums rise by an average of 7% in 2026. This is according to the agency that actually regulates commercial insurance plans. So next year's insurance premiums will rise more slowly than this year's increase of 12%, but the rate bump reflects continued growth in medical costs. Health plans in the small group marketplace, which cover 685,000 New Yorkers, are expected to increase their rates by 13%, higher than the 8% rate increase in 2025. So this is very important because as you roll into next year and you start to look at your benefits, which should be coming up in the next 2 months, where you decide your benefit coverage for 2026, you want to keep this in mind as you start to see what your insurance is going to cover. You also want to pay very close attention to what insurance or what benefit plan your company is picking. Because if you have certain, let's say, chronic conditions that you get medication for, or you need to see a particular provider, you want to make sure that they're still going to participate and you're still going to be covered. One of the biggest issues I've seen is a lot of the behavioral coverage that a lot of insurances should cover that has went away. A lot of the obesity coverage or weight management that you may have through your insurance company. I see a lot of companies go for the cheaper benefit plan, so that coverage goes away. Just sharing that knowledge so when you start to pick your benefit coverage for next year, you are making the right decisions for you so that you and your family can be covered as you go through any particular health office visits next year.
Speaking of insurance in New York, car policies have gone up as well. I don't know if anybody else raised, but when I called them up, they said, "Yeah, there has been a spike in your premium." I'm like, "But we don't call y'all ever." No, they said, "Yeah, there's been a lot of accidents over the nation, so everybody kind of went up as a collective. Everybody went up as not just those with the accidents and the calls. I don't call y'all for nothing, and y'all only call me when I'm late. Like you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all don't we don't even talk really. Like you know what I mean? But yeah, everything's going up. It's nasty. It's nasty.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ugh.
man. See,
Lynn in the comments. She said, "This working a real job sucks." She said, "King of Diamonds is calling."
I hear you. I hear you, man. I hear
Hey
you.
man, if they need a chef, man, hit my line, man. I can buy some wings, man.
Yeah, I got a colleague who keeps talking about she's gonna start taking feet pictures. I'm like, come on, man. Like, we gotta find a way. We gotta find another way, man. I listen, I'm not
Hey,
knocking how anybody gets to the bag, but we
hey,
just gotta think about the precedent that we're setting. You know what I'm saying? So we just got
bro.
I get we're joking, but
Let me tell you something, bro. If all my toenails was the same color naturally, I'd be taking feet pics too. So, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? I wore cleats a lot as a child. You know what I mean? I ain't got the best. I got the hammer joints. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really, you know what I mean, put those out on OnlyFans. They're not fucking with
I hear you.
them. Oh,
Anything before we go to politics as usual?
nah, let's roll.
All right. So listen, there's been a lot of talk about Chat GPT and people really not doing the research that they need to do before they put anything out. But I got to be honest with y'all. If you really ask it the right questions and you use it in a trending analysis and really giving yourself some sort of plan way, you can really discover some interesting stuff. I know people who have personally gotten jobs, written papers, and even challenged certain litigation with research on ChatGPT. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought to myself, 2025 has been a very tough year for the workforce. A lot of health systems are actually laying off people, and several different industries have been doing the same. So I went down the Chat GPT rabbit hole, Kenny, and I asked Chat GPT several different questions in regards to layoffs this year. And right now, 2025 is having its own version of COVID, and the variant I'm calling it is layoff 47. You can guess what the 47 means, right? Um, but this graph here is really just a full on analysis trying to trend out what the projection scenarios are through the end of 2025 as far as layoffs for every industry in which they are capturing data. Now, of course, got to always state my sources, right? The source here is Challenger, Gray, and Christmas. They are one of the top resources for measuring job analytics across the country. And basically, what I asked ChatGPT to do is give me July year to date. What is the analysis around total cuts? So what it came up with is for this year, as of end of July, 806,000 jobs have been cut. And this is the highest since 2020. Hence why I'm comparing this to the area of COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, by industry, government, 292,000, largest of any sector, largely federal reductions. Tech industry, 89,000. They're saying this is AI driven restructuring, visa workforce uncertainty. Everybody remember that one big beautiful bill? All right.
Yep.
Retail, 80K. That can have something to do with like the tariffs, and inflation, store closures. You're seeing a lot of these franchises that we grew up with closing left and right.
Chapter 11s.
Services that can right. Services you can, pretty much bucket that out, right? 53,000, warehousing 38,000, and then you have smaller markets like consumer products, healthcare products. Of course, you can imagine the numbers get smaller. Now, it offers some context, right? This is all within ChatGPT. Um, July announcements jumped to 62,000, up 29% versus June, up 140% year over year. Now, of course, the reasons that they're citing is everybody remember Doge?
Mhm.
Remember when Doge was a part of a great conversation? You probably made some money through the stock. Then
Yep.
it turned really ugly this year when they came and they just started cutting jobs, cutting DEI, cutting programs left and right.
Yep.
All right, so that could have a lot to do with it. Now, of course, market and economic conditions, right? Inflation is up. People aren't making the type of money that they need to. We heard Lynn mention earlier having a real job right now sucks for several different reasons. So now you're quicker to want to save a dollar than spend a dollar. And of course, that has impacts on the economy. Closures, restructuring, and once again, AI comes up. All right. Now, the next place that it looks to the Bureau of Labor Statistics and the Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey program. You all should look this up because it has some very interesting statistics around how all of this is going to play out, projecting the end of year. So right now, ChatGPT is projecting with a full year range of 1.11 to 1.38 million announced cuts.
Damn.
How did it
Jesus.
get there? It used the base case, and this is seasonality adjusted. In 2024, 39.5% of cuts occurred between August and December. Now, you have to remember what happens in August. A lot of people on vacation.
Mm-hmm. Say, hey man, don't come back. We know you use a lot of your PTO this month. Just keep using them into September. We're gonna figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa, whoa. Yeah, it's been nasty, man.
yeah. What happens in September? Budget season.
Gotta
And
start
after
preparing
that,
for Q1.
that's it. That's it. And depending on, every organization may have a different fiscal year, but depending on that, a lot of the biggest decisions are happening between August and December so they can start the next year fresh, to Kenny's point. So now, this is very important. This is just the base case, right? The low case, if August through December 2025 simply matches August through December 2024, 300,000 cuts, 2025 ends around 1.1 million. Now, the high case, of course, is the 1.3. That's if August through December matches the 2025 January and July monthly average. The
Damn.
year ends.
Damn.
So, all in all, industry outlook to December 2025, if everything that it's projected stays the same, assuming the same August through December share happens for year end to date, we're talking about 483,000 jobs cut in government, 148,000 jobs cut in tech, 133,000 cut in retail. I won't take you through every industry. You can all research this on your own. But what we want to end this with is what could potentially move this up or down. And we kind of alluded to that already in the conversation, right? Further court outcomes. We know a lot of Trump administration's executive orders. Some of them are being held up in court proceedings. Some of them are going through. I think most recently today, a judge rejected the 2.2 billion freeze of funds for Harvard. So that's a bit of a win for Harvard. But some institutions didn't make out the same, and they got hit hard. So that's the government and downstream nonprofit hire. Tariffs and prices, right? We've seen, 47 do a lot of fluctuating announcements, right? Every afternoon, the stock market is in a frenzy. Like, wait a minute, we ain't gonna touch nothing if he's speaking. We gotta see how this ends.
Word.
AI restructuring. You can't tell me one industry right now that you're not in a meeting where somebody's bringing some sort of meeting around AR and AI and how this can be implemented in your organization to do something for you under the guise that, oh, this can help you be more efficient, right? And then, of course, macro and labor churn. This is going back to what I mentioned earlier about the job openings and labor turnover survey. They are saying that they suggest many announcements stagger in timing and not all convert one to immediate separations. So, with that stability, it could cause a significant increase in layoffs monthly. Now, once again, full disclaimer, this was just me putting a bunch of questions, further trending in ChatGPT just to see what this could be. Now, of course, end of year, I'm going to come back to this episode and I'm going to see how does these numbers match up against what actually happened, right? And I can't probably do that at the end of the year. I'll probably have to give it till like mid-February to really get
Some numbers in.
25 year and the data. But I say all this to say, you know what I mean? Whatever you can think about this software that's out there, this is going to be what's eventually going to be changing your lives, eventually challenging your jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So I, I applaud any platform out there who is promoting the fact that kids should be learning about this. People should be utilizing the tech more, but use it in a smart way. Be well informed, research the research of the research, give credit to the research that you use, and stay focused, man, because right now these decisions are being made in rooms that people like us are not in. And at the end of the day, your name is in a box. And if you're in that box and it says cut, you've
Right.
been giving that company the best you had. They're gonna make the best decision for them.
As Marlon would say, price of the PTO days going up.
Yeah.
I can't, man. People scared to use them at work. They're like, I don't know, man. Let me hold on to these just one more week, man. Let me see what happens next week. You know what I mean? This is nasty.
Yeah.
Keeping it business wise, do you like BJ's or Costco?
Man, the way you started that sentence.
Pause. Jesus Christ. Oh man. Man. I mean, is that really pause worthy? You could have just said, yeah, we could have kept it pushing, right? Jesus Christ.
I promise I'm gonna with you one day, I swear. All right, no, I know what you meant, man. Go ahead.
Not between the hours of 8 and 10 on Wednesday. Not between 8 and 10 on a Wednesday. This is our time. That's how, you're an adult all week long, bro. This is the only time you ain't gotta be sometimes. But Costco has they have implemented some weird kind of benefits kind of situation. If you happen to be an executive member, they've been running a trial run this summer. If you are an executive member, where they allow you to come into the store an hour earlier before the regulars. You know what I'm saying? And they're putting the signs up, but I'm not strictly enforcing it. This past Labor Day weekend, Labor Day specifically, they began to enforce this rule. So, typically, hey, Costco opens at 9 o'clock or so, but if you're executive, you got the black card, you can walk on in at 8 o'clock. Less lines, no bullshit. Not dealing with the riffraff of you regulars. As you can see, I'm an executive member talking like this. You have to deal with the peasants. But it is a bit controversial because customers is like, yo, y'all never stopped me before. What's this now? Like Costco like, yo, bro, higher paying members, they get perks. Y'all got subscriptions. You know what I mean? Like, you want ads or no ads, my brother? Like, pay the premium. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like yeah, you want to come in 60 minutes earlier? Pay us some money. Like, you don't call, you're not calling Netflix where you don't want no ads. No, you just bump up your little policy. You know what I'm saying? But how would you feel if stores started like implementing these kind of like I won't say golden ticket, but these play before everybody else, like, surcharges. You know what I'm saying? Would you be willing to pay that in certain spots?
You know what? I ain't gonna hold you, man. It's nothing like getting into the store before everybody else, because it just goes a lot smoother. Because you got some people that they be lost in the store. They know they're not there for nothing. They just browsing around. They want to touch everything. They
fuck up the racks.
Yeah. They looking at the kids running around. They looking at you with your wife, and they just making the faces. A lot of people ain't in the store to do what they got to do. So I wouldn't mind in certain stores, right? You know what I'm saying?
You don't need all of them, right? But
like, if I could take it back a little bit, Caldor, I would have loved to have an early edge, because that line at people used to be tearing down the fence to get in the Caldor. So yeah, man, it all depends on the store.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, Caldor, lucky there was a self-checkout back then. Let me tell you something. It would have been nasty on Fulton, but whatever.
That's a fact.
Security ain't strong enough for this.
Yeah.
I was thinking I don't get shoes anymore, but I was hoping like I would have a grandfather like platinum sneakers app status. Like, listen, if you didn't buy sneakers in the 1900s, this should allow you to shop in these stores free will for at least 30 minutes before it hits the rest of the market. You know what I'm saying? It's rough out there, but yeah, man. Hey, shout out to Costco, man. I'll be there at 9, bro. Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you, man.
Shit.
Yeah, no, that's concierge is always gonna win. Concierge service, people
the airport.
Yeah, man, crazy like that. I'll be getting on that pre-check line, like
and pre-check and clear. Yeah, man. Scan this, man. I'm not waiting with these peasants, man. All that luggage.
You know
I just got to check in, man. I just got to check in.
You know sad, man. I'll be walking past them like.
You ever seen somebody Yeah, you had to do the weird wave by, like, hey, where you going? Oh,
yep.
Yo, call me when you get through this, man. Meet you at the gate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man.
those conversations get awkward from when you show them your boarding pass. Like I remember
Yeah.
first time I showed my boarding pass, like, what's that little green check there? I was like, oh yeah, yeah, I don't get on the same line as everybody else. Like, what you mean you don't get on the same? Like, what's gonna happen when we get there? Like, yeah, you're gonna go this way, I'm going that way.
So
But
I hold your back a little tighter. It's like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, at some point before we on the plane, we will reunite.
That is a fact.
Oh man. Yeah. All right. I see Shay Sweet Thing said she would like that concierge service because more products, it's fresher, no crowds would be lovely. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Parking lot, hopefully a little emptier. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Gotta deal with the riffraff. Honestly, they need that for like city buses, but that's another conversation for another day. Whatever.
That's a fact.
Imagine first class on the city bus. Oh, the stairs, the stairs you would get. Like, yeah, I pay a little bit more for the seat. Get to the back, Rosa. Nah, just jokes. I'm sorry, bad joke. But you know what I'm saying. I pay extra 50 cents. I pay extra 50 cents for the plush.
Definitely.
Oh man.
Moving on to entertainment segment, man. Take us away, brother.
This was nasty news, man. Because I'm not gonna lie, when we first received it, I was a little elated, but my wife was like, "Yo, you heard about Flex?" I was like, "Master Flex?" She goes, "Yeah." I was like, "What happened?" She's like, "Yo, I think he said he's doing his last show." I was like, "Oh, where he finally?" Oh, like, you know what? Oh, this was a long time ago. That's what's up, man. Like, I'm happy he's moving on. Like, giving up the ranks, letting the new kids on the block get some shine. About 6 hours later, it's like, nah, man, he's just moving shifts. Like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, instead of starting at 7, he started at 5. I'm like, starting at 5? Wait a minute. Ain't that enough time? I was like, where's enough going? And then I was like, wait a minute. And then I heard, like, I'll listen to the radio like in the morning on the way to work. So Ebro, they funny. So they're like, yo, man, we hit 11 now. I was like, whoa. I usually shut y'all off by 8 o'clock. How much longer y'all gotta be here? You know what I'm like, I'm on my destination by 8:15, the latest. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, we hit 11. I think they used to be there like 9 or 10 or something like that. I'm like, damn, they got extra hours. Flex got extra hours. 97 cutting shifts out and extending people. I'm like, but enough though? I ain't see this coming, bro.
Nah, not at all. So I did see the minor interview he gave. You know what I mean? You could tell like he really didn't want to say much about it, but they were, pressing, and he gave his insinuations. At this point, it looks like he is looking forward to the next chapter and telling everybody to, stay tuned to what his next move is. But there's a lot of allegations here. You can try and interpret what he's saying in the actual interview, but the rumor mill, of course, is building that allegedly Flex got him fired.
Enough said it. I'm standing by enough, man. I've never met him in my life, but he's always been a stand-up dude to me.
So there's a response out there by Flex. I tried to listen to it before the show. It was just taking too long. He talks the same way he plays records. So for me, it was just too long to hear the entire story. I got up to the part where it was something about red alert and some sort of firing or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But have you heard more about any of that?
I haven't, other than a quick interview outside the station. We are just hoping enough lands in his feet wherever he chooses to go. He's got the following. He's always have the love of the city in that regard. Listen, man, I don't know if 105 is hiring. I know everybody else did it. Like, it's usually the transition for some reason. When you leave 97, you go to the other station. But there's a third station that's playing older jams. That's really our jams. It's in the 90s, I think 98, 7. Oh, it's one of the moods. It's a weird number now. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to find it by accident on the radio. But there's other radio stations. He ain't got to stay in New York. He can always go to another coast. But enough. He's seen a lot too. 25 plus years in the industry. He could go the podcast route. I mean, he could interview other DJs. You know what I'm saying? He has a lane if he wanted to run one. You know what I mean? But leaving on these hills is a bad taste in your mouth for Hot 97, man.
Yeah, man. And the shirt he's got on is fire. I love the old NY, like with the, you know what I'm
Big
saying? The
facts.
old
The
Jesus
old
piece.
Jesus piece.
Shirt is
Oh,
fire.
big facts. Oh man, yo, terrible outside. Terrible outside. You know what else I saw over the weekend? Over in Venice Beach in California, for Labor Day weekend, they always have like a Muscle Man, or they had something called Muscle Beach, where they have like a little like a bullshit kind of strongest man kind of competition. Did you know who not only performed but was in the show for the strongman?
Nah.
Lil Jon, East Side Boys, Lil Jon, Yang Yang Twins, Lil Jon. Yeah, Lil Jon. Like, don't
Mr.
get me wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, like we grew up in the baggy era with Lil Jon, so I don't think we've ever seen anything other than like from here up on Lil Jon. You know what I'm saying? You've never really even put a body type to him because clothes were just that baggy back then. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if he was always built like this, but the brother was shredded. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, Lil Jon, like I didn't know you had that under their paws. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was
He
doing the
had
whole,
sunglasses on while he was working out too.
you know he did. Sunglasses, had the dreads in the joint. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't find a photo, it was all videos, but yeah, man, he was doing the muscle tricks to make your jet pack out and all. I was like, oh shit, he know the moves. Look at this guy. But yo, shouts to Lil Jon. Did not know he was about that gym life, but he is vested. He is vested.
Good. That's good. Stay healthy. I love it.
Word, word. Anything else you got for entertainment?
Nah, let's roll.
To our sport aficionados, those from the old school days, who might have, you remember cable boxes had the little white and blue card. If you had a little hot box action, you know what I'm saying? Times have moved on. Internet and streaming has come to play. But if you ever want a sports aficionado, Stream East was your go-to as far as catching the game in Guam, soccer match that just nobody could see. You know what I'm saying? They've been around for a few years, unfortunately, but it seems they put the kibosh on Stream East. It's one of the largest illegal, unfortunately, sports streaming platforms. And after a year-long investigation, not really sure what they're investigating, but they have been shut down. You know what I'm saying? Two guys got arrested in Egypt. They took laptops, cell phones, you know what I mean? But listen, like most, LimeWire had to run. You know what I'm saying? Then there was a new thing coming out. You know what I mean? They came out after Napster. After that, they found a way to, digitize it. Then iTunes was a thing and Apple Music. They're always going to find a new way with streaming and other things to get to the new one. But unfortunately, Stream East has met their day. But I'm pretty sure there's 12 other sites already up and running. Just waiting for the king to kind of get knocked down, go for the new throne spot. But if that was your spot, man, we apologize in advance. But you're gonna have to watch the games a different way this weekend.
Yeah, man. The work is different, man. You know what I'm saying? The work is now satellite, stream connections, Wi-Fi's. Anybody that can hack in there can distribute the work stuff.
And before we get the football, I got you, the basketball guy, man. I got some real good questions for you, brother. Listen, man. Hey, we know Kyrie. We know Kyrie Leonard. Quiet, silent assassin. You know what I'm saying? He may not be there when you need him, but he's going to show up when you want him. Like, you know what I'm saying? That makes any sense. But some news broke earlier today, man, where Mr. Pablo Torres from ESPN, he kind of uncovered a situation where, Steve Ballmer, like the richest owner in the NBA. Listen, the NBA got these little things called, where you can't be paying your players over this absorbent amount of money. But when you're a billionaire, right, and you're playing with all these chess pieces and money is really at your disposal, you're gonna find a way to keep the guys you want for the price point they need. Whether it's on the books or not, it's hearsay. But my man Pablo, he pretty much uncovered this whole fraudulent tree planting company, which was funded by Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, where Kyle was signed for a 4-year, $7 million, endorsement kind of deal, where hey, I endorse your company, you pay me a stipend, easy peasy. But it turns out Pablo did his research, and there is not one. You can find one advertising clip of Kyle, standing for this company or saying, "Hey, you should plant trees with this company." Like no press releases, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So now we're all like, listen, like I'm all for journalism, all for it. Hey, you uncover the scoop. Hey, shouts to you. Found out who Superman really is. That's what's up, man. But yo, this is straight snitching, my man. Like I don't. Nobody asked you for this news. Like
Yeah.
how we don't even talk to people. Like somebody got some money in the table from a rich dude. What employer wouldn't want to dish a little pay to an existing employee for some side work off the books? I'm not one to fret. Like, but yo, is this snitching still? Or is this journalism? Where you stand with this one?
Oh, this is 100% snitching. I mean, this is pocket watching at its finest. It really is. We are what he's doing is he's essentially writing a brief article on a billionaire teaching a millionaire how to, circumvent the game, circumvent the system. And
Ah,
every every entrepreneur, every black man that has made it into that millionaire category will tell you about somebody who revealed some interesting ways to avoid certain things in order to make the maximum amount of money that you can. And those people are heralded for their teachings. Bravo, Ballmer. Bravo. That's all I got to say.
I think Kyrie's in year 2 of the deal. Like it was working out. Like there's no issues. Like, everything was smooth. But as always, you know what I mean? The internet is going internet. They're like, yo, man, we saw Kyrie at the job site for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, that's not, he ain't doing nothing. Like, yeah, he had to clip his hard hat and say, nah, he ain't doing nothing out there. But yeah, man, I was a little upset, man. They did him dirty. Nobody needed that news. But now I'm curious to know about the ramifications. What? You gonna give the billionaire a fine? Cool. It's like, damn, you got me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He gonna pull that money out the same company.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying. So no doubt, and it's gonna still be a write-off. Like, come on, man, you gotta play a different game with the rich people. It's not gonna work. Hitting the pockets ain't really hitting the pockets, so you got that much pocket. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
man.
I don't know.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh man, but in better news, ladies, this last weekend was just a taste of what's coming up. All right. Tomorrow, officially, the NFL is back. And this past Saturday, college football was back. Shout out to my LSU Tigers. You know what I'm saying? That's family representation right there. You know what I'm saying? Pulling off the dub. Ohio State looked good. Their defense, you know what I mean? Whole keep your head up, Arch. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think he's gonna end the season great. Just had a tough first outing. But there was a game that stood out amongst others because of one play, and it's by a young man by the name of CJ Daniels. This right here, let me tell you something. It's less than 20 seconds left in the first half, and Carson Decker throws a dart into the end zone, and you have to see this live, ladies and gentlemen. Like I know this picture looks great, but you have to see it live. How this young man just really goes into full on Madden football mode,
Yeah,
and
facts.
grabs this. Like this is definitely NCAA football cover worthy. So I hope the EA Sports execs are taking
They
it.
better be watching. They better be
You
watching.
know what I'm saying? It's already getting catch of the year votes.
Damn,
And
week 1. It's like
yeah,
week
already
0 still. Some colleges.
definitely. It's already getting that
Jesus.
kind of hype. I mean, just look at the picture, right? Number 15 is like, ain't no way. This guy over here, that looks like he was gonna catch the ball is like, damn, like he stole my moment. And you know what I'm saying? If you watch the video, you just see CJ land into the end zone and pretty much just flex like he should. Hell of a catch, hell of a throw. Shout out to the Canes, man. I know Beige was somewhere going nuts over this. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy. That's a crazy one. That's crazy.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, definitely shout out to CJ Daniels and all that, man. And we'll get into some more. I know Beige had a hell of a week, like just from Thursday through the weekend, but we'll get into that a little later,
Big
man.
living. But yeah, man, as Mr. Lee was saying, listen, ladies, to all our football lovers out there, man, if you have those dedicated partners / time leeches, just let them know, man. You're no longer available these certain times of the day. I didn't give my football contract this year. I'm hoping it's grandfathered in from last year. I got to go check the fine print on the back, make sure it wasn't signed with that invisible ink, because they caught me with that 2 seasons ago. But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Sundays after 1 were no longer good to you. Mondays and Thursdays after 8 no longer good to you. Saturdays after 12 as well. But listen, negotiations for future Saturdays are those discussions can begin in October. We're gonna let these first Saturdays in September must roll as B, but the following Saturday from October on is negotiable. We can talk about it. If things tickle our fancy, we may, choose to opt out of those Saturdays. But the first 3 days I mentioned are pretty in stone. Wish you the best of luck. But listen, man, as you know, NFL opening nights tomorrow. We're not playing no games, man. Cowboys, Eagles, they outside. We outside. We got some winners versus some losers, right? So we're gonna see what happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what happens tomorrow. I'm down. I'm pretty sure Philly will take this one. Not too worried about it. Not showing the over under yet, but my man, Mr. FanDuel, he'll let me know what the parlays is info. You know what I'm saying? Be down for heads on the coin toss. I like to bet from the beginning on and then see what we got. You know what I'm saying? But also they have a cheat day this weekend with the NFL for the opening weekend. They also have a game on Friday. It's going to be Kansas City versus the Chargers. They'll be playing as well Friday night. So ladies, if you're listening, this is a one-time Friday deal. We're going to call this a cheat day meal as far as the season goes. We're not going to actually every Friday, but this Friday is on the schedule. So we wish you the best with that. And yeah, man, we outside. But there's some sad news though, unfortunately, with the NFL season this Sunday. As we know, our good man Scott Hanson, who delivers 8 hours of commercial-free football for years, we look at him as like a distant brother. We only talk to during the holidays. You know what I'm saying? But with Red Zone going fully commercial, with the NFL buying them out, there will be ads. There will be commercials. Scott had a funny joke which says, "Listen, man, I'll still be delivering 7 hours of nonstop football to the best of my ability, but be prepared to see a lot of Burger King ads, a lot of Dove soap, a lot of Head and Shoulders." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm not happy about this Red Zone thing. It was nothing. I am a little bit. It's more like a 90-10 thing, because even when y'all watching Red Zone, listen, it's tough to get up and go to the bathroom, man. It's just nonstop shit. There's 3-4 games happening at once. You're like, damn, everybody's in the red zone right now. What's that cup at? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it is tough. So at least we have a little bit, some 30-second clips here and there for some ads to sneak in. But hey, it was a hell of an era, man. The North will always remember you, sir. Good times, Red Zone.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, man. So rolling into this opener tomorrow, there will be a missing face on the field for the Dallas Cowboys. Most of you should know. Literally 24 hours after Kenny and I did our live last week, Michael Parsons was traded.
Man, I was sick.
We tried to go back to our live where we predicted where we thought he might go, and let me tell you something. Green Bay wasn't on our list, ladies and gentlemen. It really wasn't. They gave up 2 first-round picks and their Pro Bowl defensive tackle, Kenny Clark. This is interesting, Kenny. How you feeling about this one?
I mean, shouts to Packers Nation, all my cheeseheads. Y'all got one, man. That boy, y'all really caught one with this one. I will say, but I felt bad for the Cowboys, man. I truly thought, like, I didn't think money was an option, so I just figured, it just took a little bit longer to get to the money as far as conversation in black and white is concerned. But there must have been some other internal struggles that Micah could no longer deal with. I know Jerry Jones has like a gunslinger contract negotiation mentality, it seems, the last few months, as far as, pulling people into closed rooms like, hey, you like it here? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, bro, can you call my agent, please? I'm trying to get back to practice. I got a playbook to memorize by the first. Please. But yeah, I felt bad. Felt terrible for the Cowboys fans. Every time it looked like it's about to be that up year, some shit kick you in the shin bones. But yo, Green Bay, man, I got one. I really got one over there. And Mike couldn't be happier. You know what I'm saying? He had the sweater to match the occasion. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. He said, you'll see them in the back of me, man. I'm a Green Bay Packer now. But Dallas, they did Micah dirty. They were selling all his jerseys for like $5-10 at the little NFL shop there. But today was authentic. Shit, man, I would have bought one for 20 cash. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, I bought this before, man. When we was a cowboy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna know when you got it. But shit, $25 for an authentic Mica? That's a steal. I mean, I ain't want to shy away from no sell. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel bad for Dallas fans. There's never an upside.
Yeah, man. How you just take an L before the season starts? That's crazy. Only Dallas can do that. But shifting back real quick to NCAA football, but with NFL heritage coming to it. The Bill Belichick era started in UNC for their football team. Not a great welcome to college football for old Bill. Before we talk about the game, I got to get into the jokes. So social media did not hold back. The first post I saw, it said somebody put online, at one point the score was looking like the age gap between Bill and his girlfriend. Now, to give you guys some context, the score was 48-14 TCU.
So 10 years to both, yeah, that'll do it. 10 years to both, that'll do it. That's about it. Nasty times.
The next post I saw said, Shorty entered the transfer portal and is headed to TCU. The internet is undefeated, y'all. Like this, and this is just the two that I saw. I'm pretty sure there's other ones out there, but that I just wanted to start off with that. But let me tell me what you thought might happen, and does it in any way coincide with what happened with the game?
In college, coaching is always a grind. Don't let primetime fool you into thinking it's easy peasy. Dion and the crew that he had from Jackson over to Colorado, that is a once in a lifetime situation that rarely happens. We've had the Alabamas, we had the Sabins, we've had all of those come and go, but you just can't turn it on like a switch, especially coming from NFL stardom as he was. He's the GOAT over there. You know what I mean? But goats need their grass, man. And he ain't got no Tom Brady on that grass with him, man. It's different, bro. It was different when he left that last season or two over there. You can't just recreate the magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same, bro. It's just not the same. Like, I didn't catch it in this game. There were no highlights to see. So ESPN didn't cover much. You know what I'm saying? Outside of seeing the final score at the bottom of the screen. That was all they really had to show. I hope they do. I hope they win a game or two this season just to put a little bit of respect on his name, because he is still Bill Belichick. He did have a hell of a past, but his future looks super bleak in Carolina blue, man. It's going to be a long time before this program gets turned around.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. As a UNC basketball fan, I've never really been into their football, but it looked like the last couple of years they were starting to build something. They were starting to build something, so it made sense that it was like, all right, maybe if we just get this coach, we'll bring the talent, and then the talent will develop into something. Granted, it's his first game, but I think to everything you laid out, it is going to be a journey, people. So give it time. Oh man! All right, making a shift to basketball. I think we're probably about a month and a half away from maybe some preseason games and stuff like that. Carmelo Anthony's enshrinement ceremony into the Hall of Fame is this Saturday.
Nice.
Fellow Hall of Famers Allen Iverson and Dwayne Wade will present Melo with this honor. New York stand up. I know he had to stand in Baltimore stand up. Melo has given us nothing but pure heart. Everything to this game. Has never taken a playoff and has just been that guy when it comes to basketball. No matter how much you feel about him, you can't never say that Melo didn't give it his all. And, this is only right. First ballot Hall of Famer, probably one of the most extravagant, the quickest, just everything. Guy had everything you needed to go out there and get you to where you needed to go. Of course, the ring enthusiasts are going to talk about, oh, he never won. He won our hearts by going out there and playing the game that he loved to the best of his ability. So shout out to Melo, man. This is amazing.
Congrats to Melo, man. I did hear a rumor that there was a third presenter that he wanted, but he got declined. I'm trying to catch who that person was that he wanted. But I wonder if it was a logistics thing that wasn't available that day, or if they truly declined them like flat out. But I doubt anybody's gonna say no to Melo. But I do wonder who that name was. So I see some rumors about it. But that is interesting. But Melo, yeah, like you said, the ring enthusiasts are gonna always kind of dim his light a little bit. But yeah, like the Allen Iversons, the Carmelo Anthony's of the world, shit, even the Charles Barkley's, like how Harvard gives out like honorary doctrines, like I think the NBA should issue honorary rings. Just to a few. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man, you transcended the game. Without you, a lot of things probably wouldn't happen beyond you. Um, I don't know the timetable how it will be distributed, but like if you're a top 50 player, you just happen not to get one because there was always a beast in the East. Ran into Kobe. When he was on his shit, like what I'm saying. Just ran into the wrong coaching scheme when you got to Game 7. When it counted, but they should really start giving out honorary rings to a few. Not too many. Maybe one a year. Hall of Fame. I think they let a few in, but I think you should give one of these out a year at the Hall of Fame ceremony. Like, listen, our number one guy. I think Charles Barkley might be up there. He might be the guy who did the most and got the nothingness for it. But AI will be a close 1B though. You know what I'm saying? But Carmelo should be on that list for honorary rings,
man. Got you. And then to kind of round out the FCP Sports Corner, man, we talked about Dana White stating that there was a high possibility that there could be a UFC fight at the White House in 2026, and it looks like that has been confirmed.
Hey.
Not surprised by this. Dana, has aligned himself with Donald Trump for years now, and the minute that he won the election, you could see Dana closely aligning himself for future moves. And I mean, Dana's on the streak right now. I mean, between the crazy epic Paramount deal, and then now, certifying this first ever, to my knowledge, I got to research and see if there's ever been a professional event, let alone fight on the White House territory. This is truly groundbreaking, man. Truly groundbreaking.
Not to pocket watch, but Dana has hit a Billy, right? He's there already. He's been there, right?
I'd be shocked if he's not.
He might have one of them Steve Ballmer deals with the money somewhere else, but I think he's there. I'm saying? Like, I definitely think he's there between Paramount and this, and just the announcement of this alone. Yeah. Is there anybody you would want to see on the White House card?
I mean, want to see versus who would probably make the card is tough, right? I mean, I'd love to see some of the top fighters that have the belt that up there, like the Toporias. I forgot homeboy who just went up in weight. But I think Colby Covington is probably going to be one of the main people. He's been a super MAGA supporter. I know Shara Magomedov. He is one of the, I think, best up and coming fighters out there in UFC right now. So I can see him probably being a headliner for that card, probably for the belt. Justin Gaethje has known to been a Trump fan. I think Sean Strickland is under some sort of suspension right now, but he would definitely be another person that I think would make this card.
Is it a legal suspension? Because Trump can make that go away anytime if he needs to.
You know how that works.
You know what I mean? Just phone call away for a couple guys. Phone call away.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Dana White will make something spectacular happen. Who knows? We might see some guys come out of retirement. We could see a cross sport match between UFC and boxing. A lot can happen.
Right. The possibilities are endless. I know they say at the White. They're talking like it's gonna be on the lawn. Like where they gonna put like what does that mean? Like, you know what I mean? They're gonna build a stadium on top of the dome? Like what is going?
That's the debate. I tell you one thing. Dana ain't got a spring for security. He gonna save some money on that.
These gates are electrified, buddy. I wish you would try to jump this fence.
Whatever the budget is for security at a UFC event, Dana cannot.
He can pocket that. He can give that to Kyrie right now.
Towards the prize fight, he could put that towards something else, man. Put it in the UFC fighters. Yeah, put that in the UFC fighters' pocket, man. Those guys go to war every time they fight. I hope he does that for them.
For sure. But yeah, man, another Wednesday in the books, bro. Listen, have fun this week with school. Be safe. all those with kids with the cell phones, yo, turn those trackers on, man. And make sure they tell them not to use their phone. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know some of the high schools are starting to implement the whole, you got to kind of not turn your phone in, but they're giving you pouches that are like, sealed with a magnet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, like we was talking about it last week, not sure how that worked with the smartphone counterparts, but the smartwatch counterparts. But
Mhm.
hey, we shall see, man. Yeah, have fun. Good luck. Happy NFL season. WNBA playoffs should be kicking off soon if they haven't already. Have they started yet? I know you are a bit more aware on the WNBA side.
I believe they are locking up the seeds right now.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe like sometime in the next week or so. Yep.
All right, all right. I don't know all the statistics, but yeah, go Liberty. You know the vibes. New York over everybody. But Vegas, but whatever. New York, man. New York for sure. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Any outgoings for this week for the people?
Definitely, we love the kids here on FCP, man. As Kenny said, definitely shout out to all the kids taking that next step in their scholastic journey. If you're going into a new school, man, just trust yourself, keep your eyes open, keep your head on the swivel, stay focused. Remember what you're there for. I know it's hard. You're trying to fit in, trying to make friends, but remember what the ultimate goal is. Your parents are busting their asses for you to be there, so just do what you got to do, man. And promise you everything will work out. For the parents, listen, it's hard watching them grow up, but this is a part of the process. We're all in this together. You know what I'm saying? We're all venting about it. Some of us are just watching our kids grow into teenagers, so that's a whole new pill to swallow. But listen, trust them the way you wanted your parents to trust yourself. Uh, Keep the dialogue open. Don't be too hard on them. You know what I'm saying? You want them to try and at least be comfortable talking to you about things. Uh, and then a lot of y'all parents, man, y'all need to watch y'all kids. You know they're badasses. You know that sometimes they can be very rude. Other people's kids are just trying to go to school and do their thing. So
Or
please just talk to your kids. I'm going to be very clear on this, and I'm going to be repetitive every year around this time. Watch your kids, talk to your kids. Our kids are just going to school to do what they gotta do. They don't need to run into y'all knuckleheads who just don't know what they're doing, and they need a little bit more love and more focus in their lives, because then they develop these crazy ass parents that we can be, and we don't want to go there. You know what I'm saying? We really don't want to go there. Outside of that, man, listen, make sure you are taking care of yourselves. Make sure that you are doing what you got to do for you. Get that self care day in. I say this every week. Wear them sneakers you've been waiting to wear them shoes, wear that outfit. Go out there and enjoy life, man, because life is too short, man. We love y'all and appreciate y'all for joining us this week. Don't forget to subscribe, follow wherever you are right now, man. We are FCP, man. Every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, we are here. See you next week.
yes, sir.